So if someone was to try and stab me, and they were to come up to me and try and get that thing into my neck or my thing, like this, I'm really, as you can see, really struggling, because I'm maintaining one position, and I'm really not. A really good way of kind of getting this into perspective is that the guard position was really designed for advancing. It was designed for going there, it was designed for the long thrust and all those kinds of things, and parry left, parry right. It was designed for going forwards. Whereas the positions we're going to be going over today were really designed for staying in place or for going back or going left, really just avoiding getting killed. So, keeping it fluid, keeping it maneuverable. They're going to try again. Now doing this, I'm a lot more ready to move and make the positions I need to lead them on wild goose chases. I can do all sorts because my position is a lot more maneuverable. Moving left and right is no longer a problem, which means really I can get to the weapon, fly it out, and then land some hits in him. And a way to remember where these muscles are is going to be basically where your cartridge belt is. Okay, so I'm going to use that. And again, coming from there, that's really where all my strength is going to be. So if I'm moving, it's going to be coming from there. Moving this way, it's going to come from there. If I'm putting them on the ground, it's going to be exactly the same thing, all coming from the internal oblique muscles. They're going to go there, and I'm going to connect throw. I can put them upwards, or I can just put them on the ground like this. And that's really all of that strength come from there. If you try and tense up your arms or your legs, it's not going to work. All of it comes from there. So the third principle of unarmed self-defense is going to be using the enemy's momentum against him. This way, it doesn't really matter how strong he is. Always assume the enemy is stronger than you. He can do more push-ups than you can do. However, you know more about unarmed self-defense than he does. And the effect it's going to have is going to be if he tries to come at you with a knife or something, all you got to do is parry that initial thrust with a bayonet or thrust with a knife. As long as you've done that in that primary stabbing motion, you can take that, seize control. From there, you can then get control of the weapon, or if you really want to, you can just put him on the ground like this. And really, it's a great equalizer, because it doesn't really matter how strong he is, it doesn't matter how big his shoulders are, or how massive his legs are, or any of these things. If you can use his momentum against him, you're the guy that's going to win. Now, the first principle of unarmed self-defense is going to be to attack him with the most amount of force you can, and the most amount of strength you can, where he's weakest. So as he comes in to punch me, if I can take control of his wrist, or I can take control of his arm, or something like that, or I can actually take control of his whole body, I'm going to just use the maximum amount of force I can onto those weak points. Things like wrists, solar plexuses, obviously those things, the eyes, the jaw. Demonstrating this is going to be, you can take the here, and you can go for this, or you can go here. And one thing you can do is you can knee him in the middle of the chest, called the solar plexus, or you can knee him in there, and you're just going to cause maximum pain. You can go for the face as well, any of these things. It doesn't matter, you're going to uppercut him there. Just fight dirty. Fifth and the final principle we're going to be going over is going to be the concept of major and minor operations. Now, the major operation is going to be initially as he comes towards you with, let's say, a bayonet or a knife. The major operation is going to be getting to the position on him where you can actually apply the pressure. So major is going to be maneuvering. Minor operation, which is the easier one, is just going to be twisting, it's going to be smashing, it's going to be applying that pressure that's going to make him drop the bayonet or go on the floor. Very, very simple. The major operation is therefore going to be... Major operation now has been finished. The minor operation is then going to be, you gain control of that, you twist it, you hit it really hard, get that weapon, you apply that pressure, the minor operation was done. This is incredibly important as well for training purposes. If you were to do the major and minor operation at the same time, you're going to break your friend's wrist whilst you're training. Major operation. Minor operation. Major operation.